Welcome, my fellow homemaker. Today I'm really excited about the topic. I am going to share my 5 go-to meals that are just on repeat in my brain when I need to get a meal on the table fast, like faster than fast food, or I might be tempted to go and grab something for my family. So I want to share these meal ideas with you, and I really hope it helps you on the busy nights where you may not have had any food prepared, but people need to be fed and quick. So I feel your pain, and actually I hear you. I did a video on the 35 things that we don't buy to save money, and I talked about not eating out or doing fast food at all with my family. And in the comments, you're all saying, well, sometimes we just have to. Sometimes nights are so crazy, and I hear you. That is definitely sometimes something that we have to do, and it's actually great that we have that option, but I don't want you to lean on it too heavily or too much, because I have learned that it really doesn't have to be a part of your life, even if you're not that great at meal planning. You just need some go-tos in your head for when food needs to get on the table fast and you don't have time or the brain space to get a typical family meal out on the table. My goal also today is to give you like actual real food from scratch meals that are easy. And when I say like faster than fast food, I'm putting in a lot of factors into play here with the meals that I use for this kind of night. I'm going for something that requires absolutely no brain space. It's like, what's for dinner? I don't have a plan. Boom, we're gonna do this. And it's quick. I don't need to pull out my recipe books. Don't even need to think about it. I can just start grabbing things and putting it together. So that is one thing that I'm aiming for when I need these kind of meals. The other thing is these meals are really not like big novelty ideas. In fact, I bet you've made them so many times for your family, but you just don't think about them when that busy night comes along. So I want to kind of get these ideas at the top of your head for when you want something nourishing but super quick. It's not hard, and you know your family's going to eat it. That's another thing. I want these meals to be a crowd pleaser, and that's what they are for us. I can pull out these meal ideas, whether my kids have friends over, whether we have company stopping by. These are just things that I can whip out fast, no brain power, and I know people are going to find something to eat. They're just that good and that good of a crowd pleaser for any age that you've got to feed. And then, like I already mentioned, these are no recipe required. They're adaptable, and you just don't need the brain space. You're just going to grab the food and get it on the table in the best and fastest way possible. All right, let's get started on these 5 meal ideas. You can stick them in your back pocket, write them on a list, and stick them on your fridge for those busy nights where you don't even have time to try to remember what I said. Anyway, 5 go-to meals that I think are faster than fast food. First meal is probably our biggest go-to meal, and that is baked potatoes. Everyone loves a good baked potato and can customize it, and it literally takes me seconds to prepare them. We like to cook baked potatoes in the Instant Pot. I find that the fastest, most like hands-off method, but even if you're just washing them and throwing them in the oven to bake while you need to go about and do something else, it works great. Now, of course, the cook time may extend the amount of time that it takes for you to get to a fast food restaurant. For us, it actually doesn't. Our fast food is like at least 15 minutes away. By the time we get there, order, come back. So this is faster just to get these in the Instant Pot and cook for 16 minutes versus going to fast food. But I'm really talking about the mental space here. Like it is like a no-brainer. Throw some potatoes. We always have potatoes because we have them in bulk. We store them up from our garden. So we throw in the baked potatoes in the Instant Pot, and I hurry and gather the toppings and any sides that I may throw with it while they're cooking. This actually worked so good for me one night. My daughter had invited like 5 teenage friends over. They had been to like our community fair all day, had eaten junk food, and they were still hungry, but they felt gross. And I knew running down to get them a pizza was just gonna be more junk food and making them feel even crappier. So I said, who likes baked potatoes? They all raised their hand, and I threw them in the Instant Pot while they were watching a show. Now, I love a baked potato because you can really get more nourishing things on there quickly and easily. Now, of course, some people just might like some butter, salt and pepper, and cheese on their baked potato, that is still going to be better than fast food as far as nourishment goes. However, I like to really spruce it up. If I've got some bacon, I'll quickly put that on a griddle, or even just some deli ham. I'll quickly dice that up and have that out for them for like a protein source. I love to have some bell peppers chopped up, even tomatoes. Maybe you have some lentils you can throw in there or some canned beans. You really can put anything on top of a baked potato and it's delicious. So go through your fridge, see what veggies you got to use up for the week, put them out. And even if you have like some greens, you can quickly make a salad for the side. It really is that simple. And if you think about it, you're gonna feel so much better eating a baked potato versus going and get burgers and fries and shake and whatever other tempting thing is on the fast food menu. Okay, the second idea I have for you is what we like to call fancy toast. And it really is that easy. We are getting a slice of bread and making it fancy according to that person's preferences. So I usually have some frozen homemade bread in the freezer that I can pull out, even if we don't have fresh bread. But I usually do have some fresh bread just because that's a goal of mine this year, is to always have homemade bread ready. So all you have to do is get a slice of bread or two for each family member and pull out some things for them to put on. Now don't be tempted to grab Nutella. In fact, I wouldn't even keep that in my house because of course if you have sugary, chocolatey Nutella, they're going to want to put that on their fancy toast. I like to give them some better options. Just plain peanut butter that is made from peanuts only is a great option if they want to make like a peanut butter banana toast. You can sprinkle chia seeds on there. I myself like to get a little even fancier. I've been loving using tahini to spread on my bread, or sometimes we have hummus. We like to make homemade hummus and just have that throughout the week to dip veggies in. So I'll spread hummus over the bread and then you can build from there. Whether you want fruits, maybe you have strawberries, bananas, blueberries, you can have a sweeter fancy toast, but I like more of a savory. So I'll do a tahini or a hummus spread, load on whatever veggies I have in the fridge. Maybe that's tomatoes, cucumbers, anything that I can find in there, and chop up some spinach, or maybe you have some fresh mint in the garden. That's always delicious. You can drizzle it with like a balsamic glaze. I've been buying this date sauce, which is just dates in it, and it adds a really nice sweet glaze on top of a fancy toast, even if you're doing savory or sweet. I like to buy some beets that are really quick and convenient, and you can just chop them up and put them on the toast. Those are really, really nourishing. You can sprinkle it with almonds. If you feel like you need more omega-3s, add a little sprinkle of flaxseed on there. Really, the possibilities are endless to making this base toast super delicious and nourishing and customizable for anyone in the family. Let them have fun and get creative and see what kind of stuff they can put just on a piece of toast, and it makes a great meal. And again, you're going to feel much better eating this than running and getting fast food. And as a little side note here, some of these ideas are really great during the warmer months, which we're entering into. If you don't want to heat up the kitchen, a fancy toast is a really great idea. Baked potatoes in the Instant Pot hardly heat up the kitchen and get you out of it as quick as possible. So all these are great ideas for the warmer months as well. But just when you're not wanting to spend time in the kitchen, remember these ideas. Okay, my next idea for you is breakfast for dinner. And I know you've done it and you probably do it a lot, but it is an amazing option. Think about how quickly you can get breakfast on the table. And if you're having a busy night and a restaurant or fast food is tempting, just think breakfast for dinner. It really is that simple. We love to do like sourdough waffles or sourdough pancakes. Waffles are really fun because you can do it kind of like the fancy toast. You can layer on tahini or peanut butter or hummus, add a fried egg on there, add some avocado, some tomatoes, a drizzle of balsamic. You can make this really savory, nutritious waffle. Or of course, if your kids like more of the sweet, load on the fruit for them and put some peanut butter for protein. It's really just a super quick, all around customizable breakfast for dinner idea. Another breakfast for dinner idea that we rely on a lot is German pancakes. I'll use whole wheat instead of white flour, and it uses up a lot of the eggs that we get from our chickens, and it's just super quick and easy. You throw the ingredients in a blender and then put it in the oven and let it cook while you're doing other things. Super easy. You can load it with fruit just like the waffles or the pancakes. Get some fruit on the side for a little more nourishment. For a lot of breakfast or dinner ideas, I like to just add a smoothie to this side. How easy is a breakfast smoothie? Get some milk base, throw in some frozen fruit, which we always have available in our freezers, and then throw in some chia seeds, maybe some oatmeal in that smoothie, maybe some spinach. Just make a really nourishing drink super quick to either be your breakfast for dinner idea itself or as a side. Also on my blog, I have a lot of smoothie bowl ideas, and that's basically a thicker smoothie recipe where you can add a lot of stuff on top like granola, sliced bananas, chia seeds, lots of yummy stuff to really make a smoothie way more filling and substantial and nutritious. And if you're needing to think about a breakfast or dinner, don't forget oatmeals. Those are super filling. Will get you through the night. Think about muffins that you can make really quick and easy if you just have a recipe that you always go to. Breakfast for dinner, never fail idea, huge crowd pleaser. Your family will love it, and you will love the short amount of time in the kitchen that you spent so that you can go out and enjoy the nice weather or activities with your family. Fourth idea, another one that I know you're familiar with, but tacos. Tacos are so easy and so fast. Even if you don't have meat thawed or even pre-cooked and frozen, even if it's coming frozen from the freezer, it is incredibly fast to make. I just fill up a tub in our sink with some really hot water, get my meat in there in the wrapper thawing a little bit, and then get it in a skillet as fast as I can. We just throw in whatever spices we have. We may have a taco seasoning mix I'll sprinkle in there. We like to pour some salsa in there to make it even more nutritious. If you have canned beans or frozen corn, throw that in the meat. That's a great option to just beef up your beef and add some more nutrients into it. But while that meat is cooking, which really takes way less time than you gear yourself up to think about, but then you can start preparing the taco fixings. Get out taco shells or tortillas, grate some cheese. If you have some veggies in the fridge, get them chopped really quick, some spinach, lettuce, and then the kids can just pile on whatever they want on their taco. It's super customizable and so easy to make, and nothing is better than a taco. Like nothing. So don't forget that you have that idea in your head. You don't need a recipe. Have fun with seasoning up the meat, or don't. Just get it on the table fast with very minimal effort, and everyone will love it. All right, I've got one more idea for you, and it is a constant go-to for us. It is sourdough pizza. If you don't keep a sourdough, you can maybe take this idea, whip up a quick dough, or maybe you have bagels in the house, you can make bagel pizza, any kind of bread base. But if you keep a sourdough, this is gonna be like your favorite idea ever because it's so easy. And we have Lisa from Farmhouse on Boone to thank for this idea. And I just can't believe how easy it is. So if you have a sourdough starter on your countertop, it's been fed and you have enough of it, all you have to do is heat up a skillet in the oven, get it really hot, and then when it comes out, you simply just spread your sourdough on that skillet. You don't need anything else. You don't need to create anything with that sourdough starter. The crust is literally just the sourdough starter, and it's amazing. It tastes delicious, and it kind of makes this thin, crispy crust, which you can add any topping to. So before it goes in the oven, I like to maybe drizzle some olive oil on there, or maybe some Italian seasoning or spices, a little bit of salt. That gives a little bit of flavor to the crust. But if that pan is really hot and you're spreading on that sourdough, it actually just starts to cook already. So then you get that dough back into the oven and just cook it until you can see the edges kind of lifting off and it's pretty crispy. You can make this like a super thin crust. I like to maybe I would say maybe 1/4 of an inch is how thick I like to spread it. It's great to use up your sourdough if you know it needs to get fed, but you need to discard some first. Instead of throwing it away, you just make a sourdough pizza crust, and it's so incredibly easy. And then once that crust is cooked to how you like it, you bring it back out, you put on the sauce, which for us is usually just tomato sauce with some Italian seasoning in it, salt and pepper. You spread that on the crust, and then you can add some grated cheese, pepperoni, or customize it however you want. Now, this is actually our go-to idea when it is date night for Mr. Tidbits and I. We used to run down and get them a pizza on date nights, and while they loved it, I did not like bringing that super greasy pizza and breadsticks home to my kids to just binge on while we were gone. Plus, by the time we bought them that pizza, that was $17 or more, then went out to eat with my husband and I, that is a lot of money for a night out. So instead, we just do this really quick pizza at home with the sourdough. For my kids, they just love it with the cheese and pepperoni, but if I'm making it for my husband and I, this is how we like to use up kind of the leftover veggies that are in the fridge and maybe going bad. Just chop up peppers, zucchini, spinach. If you have canned artichoke hearts, any veggie that you have in the fridge, you can just put in a skillet while the crust is cooking and get it sauteed. And then you dump it on your sourdough pizza, maybe with pepperoni, maybe you cook up some bacon, maybe you have some sausage to also fry up. But if you just load that on this sourdough crust, it is absolutely amazing and delicious. And I just really love this meal because it's just a no-brainer. I can just have fun in the kitchen. What do I have? What needs to get used up? And we put it together. And then for the kids, it's really basic. We can do it on date nights. Get them a pizza, which they love in any form, and we're good to go. So there are my 5 ideas for you. Like I said, they are not rocket science, but they're going to make your busy nights a little easier and help you resist eating out a little more often and getting your family some more nourishing meals that fit the budget. So I hope you enjoyed them, and I know that you have some great ideas as well, my friends. So please leave them in the comments below. Let us know what kind of meal is your go-to when you just don't have brain space to think about it or time to get fancy. What do you do to get dinner on the table for your family? I would absolutely love to hear your ideas and connect with you in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. If you're not subscribed already, of course, I would love to have you do that. And I do have something that I want to share with you before I go. Things might look a little bit different on my channel from here on out. I'm actually starting a podcast, and I'm really excited about it. Because while I like to create these videos for you that are more visual and maybe tutorials or showing you a space, I really love to create those. There are so many things that I just ache to just talk to you about and just to share more of my heart with you. And I really thought kind of a podcast platform would work well for that. So on my YouTube channel is where I'm actually going to host, or one of the places I'm going to host this podcast. So same channel, same place here on this Tidbits and Company channel. I will be posting on Fridays more of these visual type videos. And then on Tuesdays, I want to post like a video podcast, which will be me just more or less talking to you about something that I want to share with to help you as the keeper of your home. So the thumbnails will look a little differently. If you just go to my main channel page, you'll be able to see which ones are video podcasts and which ones are my typical kind of video, and to choose whether or not you want to watch them. Also, what's really exciting is you can listen to my podcasts anywhere where podcasts are shared, like on iTunes or Amazon Music. And then Spotify is actually where I'm hosting it. Spotify also allows for video podcasts, so you can have the video over there as well if you want to watch that, or if you just prefer to consume podcasts in audio format, that will be available for you there as well. Anyway, I'm really excited about this new adventure and just being able to share more of my heart and reach out to the keepers of the home and give you ideas and inspiration in this kind of format. So let me know what you think. Check back often and see what I'm creating. Give me some time to get my feet grounded and explore this new venue. Anyway, thanks so much for watching this video. I hope it was very helpful and that you got some ideas to lean on when you're trying to get a meal on the table. All right, thanks for watching, and I will be back very soon to share more inspiration for the keeper of the home.